Call the meeting to order. Oh, please rise. Then I ask you join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Brennan.
Here.
Alderman Begley.
Here.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski.
I am here.
Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman Scully.
Here.
Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce the Chief, Mike Yacht, as a special presentation today. So.
All right. So thank you guys for allowing us the time to properly recognize one of our officers. Tonight we want to honor Officer Kevin Palos. We're giving him an award for a life-saving award.
There it is.
So rather than try and rehash this, I'm just going to kind of give you a synopsis of what happened. So on the morning of June 29th, 2025, you were dispatched to a call for a man in full arrest. While en route to the address, you were advised that the man was unresponsive and had stopped breathing prior to your arrival. Upon arrival, you were led to a bedroom where you confirmed the man to be unresponsive and recognized that he was experiencing a serious medical crisis. You immediately began CPR chest compressions, and after some time, the man began making sounds indicating that labored breathing had begun again. You continued your life-saving efforts until paramedics arrived. You were able to stabilize and transport the man to advanced medical care. In the following hours, you continued to interact with the family, offering much-needed comfort and compassion, even taking the time to give the family coffee. Over the next days of treatment, the man was able to make significant improvements and learn of a previously unknown medical condition. Your quick response time, immediate and accurate assessment of the situation, and your calm and professional conduct were crucial in bridging the time before the man could be treated by medical professionals. Your compassion and caring helped to ease the concerns of loved ones. Your actions, which are indicative of your diligence, expertise, training, and dedication to duty, are a credit not only to yourself, but also to the entire Palos Police Department and the Palos community. Congratulations, and thank you for some outstanding work.
There you go. Well done, Kevin.
Great work, Kevin. Thank you. Kevin's always got a smile on his face, and now he knows he can save lives too. That's even better. So congratulations, you and the family too. Thanks, Kevin. Great, super guy. All right, another special presentation we have tonight. We have a concept plan for a Culver's restaurant to be located at 11850 South Harlem, and this is the first step they'll go into in putting this into a planned unit development. Gentlemen from Culver's are here. If you introduce yourselves, and anyone have any questions at the DS, please feel free to ask them. So,
that's a tough act to follow. Congratulations. We'll do our best.
Yeah, we probably just have to do the slideshow part. View.
Is anyone else getting hungry waiting for they just told us?
Thank you. Sorry about that. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Swanson. I'm with Arc Design Resources out of Loves Park. The civil engineer for the project. With me tonight is Matt Herman, the owner-operator of the proposed store. I've got a brief presentation to walk through to kind of propose or show the project. Happy to answer any questions, and Matt's here as well to kind of tell him a little bit more about himself and his operation. The site's located on College Drive, northwest corner of that in Harlem. Currently there's a bank there. That bank is proposed to be basically demolished, including the building, the drive-through operation, and the paving. I'll just use this if everybody's looking at this. There's a couple access points I'll point out here, right here close to 83, another ingress point here off of Harlem, and there's cross access amongst the shopping center. That'll be important in a second. This just shows the bank without the overlay. This is the proposed site as it drops in there. It's about 1 point, I think a little under 2 acres that we're proposing to use. The green area on the top is just under an acre. That'll be left open at this point, potentially for some development in the future, but for now we're focused on the Culver's getting that store open, developed and open. Zooming in here, this is the proposed site. Just a couple things to point out. Access, as I mentioned before, basically I'll back up a little bit. 4,100 square foot proposed Culver's restaurant that's located here in this main area right there. Drive-through, as you see here, this drive-through operation, it's got 2 points of order located here. Basically those folks will combine to one window here, and then everything with Culver's, as you're probably aware, is made fresh after ordering. So there's stacking and distance queuing available after that window point. So that's what you see here on both sides. There is a drive-through, a pass-through lane throughout the entire stretch of this in case folks get caught in there or something happens. They can exit that lane. As I mentioned, access, this ingress point off of Harlem is going to be maintained. We are extending the protection of this, though, to allow for better circulation as customers enter. There's really not cross-traffic to interfere with this until they enter this site fully. And then you can see we've got one main drive aisle here that allows them to enter the drive-through, or they can park in this parking lot throughout here. So really much improved circulation with 3 full-size drive aisles. Then the access here is maintained, again, cross-access with the shopping center and out to 83. That driveway I mentioned here is closed, which will improve safety right here, right on top of the intersection. So that's closed entirely. So otherwise, we're proposing to kind of maintain or improve the existing access while really improving circulation on the site in general. A couple of the features of the site, you can see the landscaping proposed, curbed islands, curved and landscaped islands, curbing around the parking lot itself, trash enclosure fully screened here at the corner, the northwest corner of the building. And then again, as I mentioned, this area to the north will be left basically just kind of an open turf area until some point in the future if that's ever developed. That's basically for the site plan itself. This is just a black and white version of the same thing, showing some dimensions and some of the arrows you can see better for circulation, ingress and egress, and then 63 parking spaces, I believe. 88 spaces here as required by code. Main doorway here for the customers, and then obviously a large parking field to serve that. Proposed building. The modern Culver's really, I think, do a good job with modern architecture. There's good articulation both vertically and horizontally. Quality materials, and what you really see is a mix of neutral colors, but yet there's still some of the Culver's branded blue to carry through in terms of a theme. Natural kind of a stone is kind of the basic trim, ephes. There's some piping and a raised parapet to screen roof materials. So really kind of an attractive store. There's a window area here. The main entry here is in the front. This just gives some perspective views during the daytime of the store itself. And then nighttime, these kind of show off some decorative sconces that are typically used for the stores, and this one will be no different. So really kind of an attractive looking store with good architectural features. Currently, we're working on signage. I'm going to back up real quick to this. We're proposing, this is still working through this with some sight lines, and we'll be working with staff. But right now, we're proposing one main monument sign at the corner, southeast corner here, and there's an existing shopping center sign up here at the northeast corner there. Now let me switch back to the signage. So this is kind of the main Culver sign. Changeable copy here with flavor of the day, as typical with Culver's. There could be at some point a future user on this sign if we combine it with the parcel in the north, if that's ever developed. But right now, like I said, we're working through this. More details with the sign, and we'll be working with staff to ultimately submit something for permitting. This is just a picture of the sign in the north of the shopping center. We'll be working with these folks too to kind of implement this sign and see what we can do with future user. This is just the landscaping plan right now, a preliminary plan that shows quite a bit of landscaping around the perimeter of the site, interior to the site, looking to meet code there. And with that, I'll turn over to Matt, and he can kind of give a brief overview of his operation.
Good evening, everyone. As Rex said, my name is Matthew Herman. I'm a franchisee for Culver's. I've worked in Culver's restaurants for the last 21 years, owned them for about the last 6. I grew up in Palos Heights. I went to Palos East and Palos South Middle School, and I'm really just looking forward to serving the community, partnering with local schools and organizations, and providing employment opportunities. Thank you.
Matt, you have 2 operations already, don't you?
We do. We have 2 locations existing right now. We've been in Evergreen Park since 2013, and then we built in Homer Glen about 3.5 years ago, 2021.
Great.
Matt, I think the people would like you speaking into the microphone.
I apologize.
So, is there outdoor seating at this?
There are. There's 4 patio seating. On the northeast corner of the building and the drive-through staging area.
Oh, right, okay.
Did you say this building is 4,200 square feet?
About
Yeah.
4,100.
Is that kind of standard? Is that matched with your other stores, or is it what, a comparative size?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many employees do you typically have?
Working at one time, about 10 to 15. Total employee headcount will hire about 70 to begin, and have a kind of a maintained level around 50 to 60.
Along the same lines, usually where do they park?
They usually park the farthest they possibly can away from the exit to allow our guests to have the best proximity to the door.
Are most of those people old enough to have driver's license?
Most
Or
of
they
them.
probably all are.
Yes.
Yeah. And how many parking spots do you have for exterior?
63.
63?
Correct.
One more quick question. You're going to be kind of close to Lake Catherine and the bike path there. Do you have any plans to accommodate any bicycle or bicycle parking there?
Absolutely. We do have a bike rack. From my understanding of the bicycle traffic on the bike path there, we might need a second one. But yes, we do have opportunity to park bicycles. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
I hope you get a great store. I hope everybody buys ice cream and hamburgers. We can't wait for you to open.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions of?
No samples?
Just like to say thank you for choosing our town to open your business, and it's be a great asset, and I don't have to drive all the way to Crestwood anymore.
It's my pleasure.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right. So next step is I go to the Planning and Zoning Commission, so you're all set with that, so very good. Next step is turn your computer on. All right, well, thank you. Thanks, guys. All right, on the consent calendar, I've got the approval of the minutes of the city council meeting from September 16th, 2025, and the approval of the payroll and the voucher list for the period ending October 3rd, 2025. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve said.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford.
I'll second.
Seconded by Alderman Scully. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Great. Just under my general remarks, I think it's great to see someone who grew up in our town come back and open a business, and especially, I know Matt personally too. He's just a good guy and a hard worker, so he'll make it really stick. So, just also this tomorrow is the last day of the farmers market, so just keep in mind get your vegetables before. Alderman Grogan has some vegetables he's trying to get rid of out of his garden, but that's another story. But he's got just peppers though. So get out there today, support your local merchants and have a great time. Then I've got a number of appointments. I'm going to, just for in expediency, I think I'm just going to make one motion unless anyone has any objection to that. So I'll name the names and their terms, and then ask for a motion at the end. So. Appoint Jim Hughes to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term expiring 10/7/2030. John Hanley to the Planning and Zoning Commission to act as chair for the 5-year term expiring October 7th, 2030. Appoint Jack Shanahan to Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term expiring 10/7/2030. Approve Thomas Gregory to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term expiring October 7th, 2030. Request approval of Bob Starzyk for Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term expiring October 7th, 2030. This will be a new one. Request approval to appoint Declan Bittinger to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term expiring October 7th, 2030. We'll appoint Todd Barbasco to the Planning Zoning Board of Appeals for a 1-year term expiring October 7th, 2026. Reapprove, appoint Tom Gregory to the Zoning Board of Appeal for a 5-year term expiring October 7th, 2030. Request reappointment of Jim Hughes to the Planning Zoning Board of Appeals for its 4-year term expiring October 7th, 2029. There's some typos here, so I'm going to change these wordings here. Bob Starzyk to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 7-year term expiring October 7th, 2032. Jack Shanahan to the Zoning Board of Appeals, 1-year term expiring October 7th, 2026. And John Hanley to a Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term from October 7th, 2030. With that, I'll motion to approve, make those improvements.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Begley. Roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have. City Clerk,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report tonight.
City Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Treasurer's Report for the month ending August 31st, 2025. General Fund began the month with $5,667,019. Revenue to the General Fund was $916,995. Expenses from the General Fund, $1,368,988. Other source use, $27,920. Ending cash in the general fund, $5,242,946. Total of all city funds, $26,960,067 was the starting balance. Revenues for the month were $1,924,580. Expenses, $2,699,023. Other source use, $79,909. Giving an ending cash balance in all city funds, $26,265,534. Other than that, no updates on you haven't heard anything, Bob, about property tax
Nope.
bills, so the residents obviously are frustrated. Our revenues come in later. It seems like December or January before we start taking those receipts in. We're just staying a little more liquid than just putting in CDs. Some of it we're staying in money markets to bridge the gap, but strong reserves will help get us through. So That's it.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just add to that, Cook County has also established a fund where municipalities can apply to receive interest-free loans, bridging the gap to the property taxes. And the latest information out of Cook County is those are coming out soon with a deadline of November 30th, whether they come out in the middle of this month or by November 1st, but that's the expectation. But
Yeah, those funds, that fund they have established is surely important to, say, the fire districts and the library, because their only source of income is real estate taxes for the
Right.
most part. So where ours is spread over the whole course of our enterprise zones also too. Yes, sir.
Is it, I think some of the people have inquired about why, and I've made some calls, and I don't know if any of the other aldermen or maybe Brent might even know, that they actually were like using they decided to speed things up. They were gonna use sorry. It's not that big a deal, but,
Please stand.
but wait,
That's on your phone.
it's not my phone, by the way. So they hired a outside vendor that they thought would do a better job in expediting the taxes, and it turned out that it was over their skis or something. They couldn't actually handle it, and they actually went out of business. So I think if the information that I'm getting is correct, that's the delay. On the other hand, I don't know that many people that are really that disappointed about not paying your tax bill a little later. So anyhow, that's the little history.
All right. With that, I entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman
Second.
Scully, seconded by Alderman Key. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. City Attorney?
Thank you, no report.
Any communications? Anyone
Mr.
have?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that the Palos Women's Club is having a blood drive next week on the 15th, and it's from 2 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. at the rec center. And if you'd like, they'd like you to make an appointment, and you can call this number, 1-800-786-4483, 1-800-786-4483, and we'll get you signed up, and
Great.
it's a good cause.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
One other thing, last week on Thursday, the city clerk Shannon, Alderman Scully and myself went to an Ashnala HOA meeting. And it was a nice meeting. They had a lot of nice things to talk about, and some good ideas. But they also, in case there's Ashnala residents watching the cable channel, that they're looking for more people to pay their HOA dues. We said we'd mention it.
Since they haven't paid the real estate taxes, you can pay the dues, then, right? Okay, all right. Just, it's not a trade-off or anything like that. Significant difference in money.
One other update, Mr. Mayor, about State Rep Mary Gill is organizing another drive at our rec center for driver's license registration. It was really helpful in the past, instead of having to go to a facility. So I don't have the exact date, but we'll report it. We've shared it on the website, and you have to contact State Rep Mary Gill's office to make the appointment. But again, look on the Palos Heights website where we're sharing this information.
Yeah, and then I've done that before, and it takes 5 minutes as opposed to waiting in line, so. Yes, sir.
Just let everybody know, next month, Veterans Day, the Rec Department will be holding their annual breakfast for the veterans, and I'm hoping Alderman Keel honor us with his
You want me to sing?
well, his
Dance.
his bugle and stuff like that for. But anyway, if you are registered, call the rec center. You have to put your name down because it's gotten to a point where it's got pretty filled and sold out, getting good response. So you just call up there and ask them to put your name on the list. Everything's free there. There's giveaways. They've got a lot of people that donated things for the veterans. Also working with McDonald's that offered to go into partnership with the event to do things for the local vets. To maybe stop and get a hamburger or something like that. That information will be forthcoming. And the other thing is, I was asked for some residents. Did anybody out there, as you notice, it's getting darker earlier out there, and to be aware of your surroundings on the street, especially with the little ones, when people going to school, walking the side of the roads, and obey the speed limits that are posted out there. They're on the residential streets, they're 20 miles an hour, not 40. And we got kids running around out there, and you have to be more aware. And we got another holiday coming up where those children will be exposed at Halloween. So just a heads up to that, to be aware of your surroundings on that. And that's about it for right now, Mr. Mayor.
Great, thanks. Anyone else? All right, citizens wishing to address the council? Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm Linda Miller. I live at 7228 125th Street, and I just need to express my appreciation to the city for their prompt action regarding the outdoor lighting problem I've had again at the suite of offices adjacent to my property. Once again, the city has stepped up for me, and I just want to publicly thank Alderman Lewandowski and Commissioner Giordano.
Right.
Yes.
And was there someone else there that day when we were all at the site?
There was, but I forgot who it is.
Okay, well, I want to thank him too, because I appreciate the efforts for setting the matter straight, so quickly. And so that's it. I just want
All
to
right,
say
thanks,
thank
Ms.
you
Miller.
for
Appreciate
again
it.
helping me out. This isn't the first time I've been up here.
Thanks.
So, thank you for listening.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening, Linda Schiappa, 13442 Edinburgh Drive, obviously Palos Heights. I'm here representing the Public Arts Committee today. And this might be a moot point, but I feel like I need to speak about this before the vote is taken, just in case anybody has any questions. Alderman Begley, I'd like to thank you for your heads up this morning with your text message. I sincerely appreciate it because I wasn't blindsided totally. But just to give a brief history, the Public Arts Committee in April started discussing the purchase of a new piece for Lights in the Heights from Artistic Holiday Designs. We then went to the Beautification Committee and presented them with a few pieces, and they settled on this 6.5 foot tall 3D angel. And they gave us a contribution to it. And initially, when I was going at it, the other pieces that we purchased when we first started Lights in the Heights, they were on a lease to buy program. And I had the lease price of $5,087 and some change. I should have it written down, but I don't. Anyway, I'm sorry. Come to find out that that lease to buy program was no longer available. So the only option was either just to lease it or to purchase it outright for $12,700 and I left my piece of paper at home. $12,700 and some change to purchase it outright. We then started talking to people that we know about trying to find additional funding. I had reached out to my alderman, and the city did approve additional funding to Public Arts for that purchase. Before the Buildings and Grounds meeting so this took place over the summer between July and August. August meeting was canceled for Buildings and Grounds. So the next opportunity we had to present this at the Buildings and Grounds for them to pass it was in September. And once again, I reiterated, Tara, another member of the committee, had gotten actually a better deal, a 20% discount on a piece that they had in stock for a refurbished piece. And that was the only conversation at Buildings and Grounds that was discussed of any concern, not a concern about the actual piece or the purchase of it. And then I got a text message from Alderman Begley saying that she could no longer, this morning, that she could no longer support the purchase of this piece. And I'm just confused because I went to 2 buildings and grounds committees. It was reported on in our public arts minutes since April, really. We've talked about this. It was discussed at the beautification committee meeting. And if, you know, I was told that by Alderman Begley that there's a piece that you can buy an angel for $200. I don't know what kind of piece I don't know what you were looking at. And I did a Google search. The only thing I could find was a piece for $244 that was 5 feet tall, and it was not illuminated, and it was just a generic piece. These pieces are crafted by a lighting company from France. It's been in business for over 100 years. The frames are all aluminum. They're warranted. They take down the pieces. They reinstall them. They store them. They make sure that everything is working. So we're talking about buying a piece from Home Depot versus buying a piece of this quality. It's a commercial grade piece. It's what many communities around us have on display. So we're not comparing apples to apples. We're not even comparing apples to oranges. I mean, I don't even know what we're comparing it to because it's not of the same quality. And I just wanted to point that out. And, you know, as far as, you know, fundraising money, I'm all for fundraising money. I've been fundraising money for this community for 35 years. And I can say I've been a part of raising hundreds of thousands of dollars because just for the PFA one year, we raised over $100,000. I've raised money for the beautification committee, for the women's club, I'm drawing a blank right now, but a lot of money for the 9/11 memorial out in front. I've spent my life fundraising. I've spent my life donating money to this community, and I'm just a little upset. I sound upset because I am upset because I don't think it's right that at the last second that this should be saying, just go out and raise some money because it's not that easy. So I would challenge anybody sitting as an alderman on the buildings and grounds to help us raise money, connect us with people that have deep pockets that can donate, because I'll tell you now that people look at me and they're like, I'm not going to talk to Linda because she's always asking for money. So maybe somebody else that's new, fresh, has other outlets, other pockets to pick, maybe you could help. And I'd be willing to do whatever needs to be done to go ask that person, beg that person. I've done it for many, many years. I don't have a problem asking people for money. I just don't. The well is dry for me. I don't have any more people. And we are right now are a committee of 3. So it's not like we can throw on this big fundraiser and say, hey, you know, come donate, because we are, and one has just had surgery today, so we're really down to 2. We're not a big committee. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Oh, anyways, I don't know if I meant to bring a picture. I don't know if you all want to look it up online. She's beautiful. The wings are all lit. She's sculptural. Her hair is lit. She's fully lit. It's guaranteed. She's a beautiful piece. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Anyone else have any questions? All right. If not, standing committees. Alderman McGrogan.
Mr. Mayor, we have one item. It's an easy one, I think. Item 23 is a motion to adopt an ordinance authorizing the sale of a certain personal property owned by the city of Palos Heights. It's a 2020 Chevy Tahoe with a VIN number that ends in 2766. And also we are going to dispose of a 2015 Chevy Tahoe, VIN number ending in 2112.
Motion by Alderman McGrogan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brennan. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, that's the end.
Thank you. Alderman Basso.
Oh, yes, Mayor, I have no items on the agenda this evening. Thank you.
All right. Municipal grounds and property. Alderman Begley.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I start with my first motion, I just want to add to what Linda said and identify that the Finance Committee did approve in the budget additional funding for this angel. So there is funding for it. And then there is the Beautification Committee funding. So it is covered. I just found that the price of this particular 6-foot angel is remarkably high. So I'm going to call it for a motion. We can vote, everyone can support it, but I just personally just think it's an astronomical price. I'm going to make a motion to approve the purchase of a refurbished 6-foot 3D angel from Artistic Holly Design in the amount of $10,175.26.
Second?
Moved by Alderman Begley, second by Alderman Key. Discussion?
Is this new, refurbished, or,
It's refurbished.
and if we do go ahead and buy it at a refurbished rate, does it come with any kind of warranties or guarantees or anything like that for X amount of number of years?
It
On
does.
defects of workmanship?
It does. Part of what Linda just mentioned is that when they store these things, they're kind of responsible for, they make sure that all the lights are working and they're installed and
We
taken
store
and
them.
stored. And
We
put
store
it-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I meant from the manufacturer, not from
It's a
the
2-year warranty once, because it's refurbished, it's gonna have a 2-year.
standard then.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Mr.
just so
Mayor?
we're clear, we store it, they don't store
yeah.
it, yeah.
Discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
So I think the beautification committee has really supported this idea of the whole lights in the heights that the art commission has done. I think it's a beautiful display. I think it's a real positive thing for the city of Palos Heights. They're definitely friends of Palos Heights. And so the beautification committee enthusiastically gave them the money for the down payment of this thing because we didn't want to lose the opportunity because it's not easy to get. It's an industrial kind of application, and I think it's going to be a real good addition to the light show.
One more thing, I respect Alderman Begley's concerns on the amount and trying to be fiscally responsible for it and everything, but since there seems to be some confusion, I'd just like to say, well, why don't we just go ahead and approve it for this year and take a real look at how we do these things in the future as far as costs and things go and the necessity of them.
Mr. Mayor, I think if I understand it correctly, and maybe the people on grounds could correct it, I think we are gonna own it, Alderman.
Yeah.
We're gonna own it, so it's not just gonna be a one-year deal, Alderman Clifford. I think we're gonna have it, we're paying for it up front, it's ours.
I think Alderman Clifford's
I
just
know
referring to future purchases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Like,
next
because
time.
we've been adding on
Yeah, if
every
we get a
year,
second
so we
age.
just can't have like a, yeah.
No, I know that.
Just as a reminder too,
Okay.
several years ago, the beautification committee purchased a tree for the municipal lot, a Christmas tree. And understanding that it's a much bigger piece of art, but it's $12,000 or even more than that. I mean, these things are very expensive, and they're expensive for a reason.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
No.
Alderman Basso.
A motion carries. Next, I have a motion to approve the purchase of 4 cameras from Midwest Digital AV Incorporated for the City Council chambers in the amount of $8,395.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Begley, second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
And then finally, this evening, I have a motion to authorize the city attorney and the city staff to negotiate a master license agreement between the city of Palos Heights and Clear Wave Fiber.
Moved by Alderman Begley, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Brennan. Discussion? Just as a point of information, I got an email today that the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, which I'm on the board of, which is a caucus of about 400 cities in the metropolitan Chicago area, and there's 12 of us on the board. And they're looking at coming up with some type of master agreement because all these towns now are getting inundated with these new microwave fiber people wanting to put them in, and how do you control them? How do you make them sure? We had the same problem here when they put it in. Make sure the landscaping gets replaced. Is there a way you can get a tax of a franchise fee and stuff like that? So that's being investigated. So that should help in the negotiation of these ordinances. So
Are we getting any kind of fees from
that's at this point, no. That's what this will come down to.
Nothing right now.
Right.
But when I remember in the committee was said if there is going to be, when work transpires, there's going to be some digging on property for those people that request the service, and that those we discussed that those holes in digging would be replaced ASAP.
Right.
Basically with grass mat rather than sod. Is it?
Right. Well, and part of the problem we had last time was the frequency or the timing when they actually did replace it. So I've asked, short of having this ordinance in place or this agreement, is to when someone comes in and tries to do something like that, we ask them to post a bond so we can draw upon it if they don't do it right away, which we did have.
And this is on a request-only basis for each
This is not a
home.
request only. These are going to be, the people are looking to take over a number of different, Comcast and the like. This is what is happening. The fibers are going through towns, and it's not going to be just one person ordering fiber. They're looking to put it in throughout the whole town. So it's a bigger thing. It's going to be on the forefront. So we need to get up front here. So
Mayor,
yes, sir.
is this gonna be underground?
Yes.
Yes.
How do they get under the driveways, et cetera?
They bore it.
Bore it?
Yeah.
Directional board go down, under, or back
So
up.
there'll be minimum.
Well, in some cases, yeah, but there could be some damage. So that's what we're looking to protect the residents and the businesses. So, all right.
So we just need to vote on that.
Yeah, need a motion to vote?
I
Roll
believe
call?
we got it, Brennan. Okay. Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Keith.
Yes.
And that is the end of my report
Thank you.
this evening.
Planning and
Thank you.
zoning, Alderman Scully?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a couple items for my committee tonight. First, before I bring it to a motion, I have been asked to direct the city attorney to draft an ordinance for a special use permit to operate an urgent medical facility for the Elite Medical LLC with the condition that an annual sum be paid in lieu of taxes. But prior to bringing that to a motion, I'd like to know if the applicant would like to make a statement in front of the council.
Hi, I'm Alec Kasim. I'm the CFO of Elite Med Urgent Care. My brother, which is the CMO, he's not here. He is a resident of Palos Heights. We're looking to open our urgent care. Yeah, that's
Okay,
my son.
I'll pass it
Yes, thank you. We're looking to open an urgent care in the 7-Eleven right on Harlem and College Drive. We're mainly looking at a strictly urgent care. We do have already one facility in Hickory Hills on 95th and Roberts. Our plan, if it gets approved, is about 5 to 6 exam rooms, 1 x-ray room, a lab room, and then a couple offices for the doctors and stuff. So the main doctor is the resident, which is Dr. Qasim. He is the one that would be mainly there. We do have 5 MDs that we employ currently at our other facility. Other than them, we have about 10 to 12 medical assistants that we're looking to hire for this location strictly alone. At any given point of time, usually we would have 3 employees, which is the medical provider plus 2 medical assistants that are there.
To the question, do you understand what we were talking about in lieu of taxes? That's the
Yes.
retail sales tax that a retail business would generate that helps pay the city's costs and expenses
Yes.
And redevelopment.
and redevelopment. And being that said, that was usually, we ask if you would be willing to work with us on that, to keep some of those in. Have you discussed that or thought about that? Or?
Yeah, I thought about it a lot. I discussed it with my brother, who's the CMO. Discussed it with Alderman Scully also, and we're all for it. We'll do everything that we can within the means that we are able to do.
Yeah, you understand the point there,
100%.
because what that was a 7-Eleven retail and generated retail sales tax, and
Yeah.
it's just an agreement that we're asking, not requiring, but asking if you'd be willing to do that. And
Yes, we are willing to do it as if we could come to an understanding. Of course, at the end of the day, it is a business, so we do have to
look at the business interest. If we are able to make that commitment 100%,
So
we're
what we're
willing to.
gonna, what Alderman Scully and the panel here, I think it's gonna do is, just ask, so you understand this, is to draft the ordinance.
Yes.
What it is, and then in 2 weeks, see what kind of, settlement or that, and then if that was agreed to, or it comes forward, it'll be adopted in 2 weeks then.
Correct.
It'll
Yeah,
be
that's
brought
my
before the
understanding.
council for vote.
Yes,
Do you
that's my
understand
understanding.
that?
Yes.
When you said there's a medical provider, is that an MD or is it?
Yes. So the owner and he's an MD. We have 4 MDs that we work with or employed by us, including the owner, and then we have 1 physician assistant, but she does strictly work at our Hickory Hills location. But currently, right now, we're only thinking of MD.
So you'd have an MD there all the time then?
Yeah, MD. We don't have any DOs, so
DOs,
it's always
either
MD.
one, I meant, yeah.
Yeah, right now strictly MD.
Okay.
And that requires, it's a special use required within the B district, correct?
Right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
we also, at the planning and zoning meeting, when they appeared, spoke to the members of the committee, we asked them a bunch of questions. And it's really, I think, a good thing for the community in general, because the Palos Hospital, which is now Northwestern Palos Hospital, has been really busy, especially in the emergency room. And I think we've, all know people that have had occurrences to go there, and it takes a while. And so if you look at the list that they, were nice enough to provide, there's a lot of things here that I think, people could run in there for. And I don't know if you have any comments about people you do see, but I mean, I'm very familiar with people spending 5-6 hours waiting in the emergency room at the hospitals, and it's just, and there's more and more people going to the hospitals because we have more and more people running around.
Yeah, so we're not here to replace the hospital by any means. We're the bridge. So we're not here to replace the primary. The primary is there for you to go for your annuals, stuff like that. But we're there when something comes up, it's an emergency. At this time, you're not able to see your primary at any time. You're not able to call that primary doctor. That's what we're there for. If it's something small as a flu, as big as a laceration, even chest pains or whatever it is, we're there to handle it as best as we can. We're there to utilize our staff, our degree of experience there. And then if we have to, we can always send them out to the hospital, but we'll always get that treatment there. Currently, right now, we do work with Northwestern as our lab provider. So at our Hickory Hills location, Northwestern is our lab provider. All the blood draws, everything that we test for that is not done in-house is always sent to Northwestern. So we are looking for, we are expecting them to come with us here for our blood or labs, as we will say. So any type of diagnostics, laboratory stuff, Northwestern is our people that we utilize in Hickory Hills, and we're seeing them coming in here. But yeah, we are in acute, immediate care. Yes, we do have an MD. The owner is specialized in ER and ortho, so or sports medicine, I'm sorry. We have another doctor, Dr. Antoine Soufi. He is our pain management doctor. He works for Cook County in John Stroger. And then we have Dr. Marthez Abbas. He is our one of our bigger people. He works for OSF in Peoria. He comes here 3 days, moonlights every other week. He is our board certified internal medicine and teaching doc. All of our MDs are board certified, either in family medicine, internal medicine, or sports medicine. And we're here, what we see in Hickory Hills, I can kind of give you guys examples. We are quick, but we do have some instances where we get some severity. Quick as in our average time now is 26 minutes in and out. From the time that they walk through the door, from the time they leave the clinic is 26 minutes. Our longest times go up to 40, 45 minutes. Those are our patients that are coming in super dehydrated or need a little bit more severity of test, as in echo or EKG or an x-ray or something like that. But I know one of the big issues was parking and stuff like that. We really work really hard to get the patients in and out. That's the reason urgent cares exist, is because when you have a flu, you don't want to go to an ER and sit there for 5 hours, or pay that copay of $150 when an ER or your PCP is just 20 bucks, 15 bucks for copay, and you're in and out within 25, 26 minutes.
For the benefit of the balance of the council and those viewing at home, what are your hours of operation?
So Hickory Hills is 8 to 10 every single day. We don't have any days off. What we're looking for at Palos Heights is 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days, no days off also.
Just to be clear on the labs, someone comes in, they're just in a lot of pain,
Yeah.
maybe appendix, gallbladder. You don't do a blood draw there?
Yes, that's why we use Northwestern. We do blood draws in-house. They come and collect the blood draws at the end of the night. At 10:15
But
is
if
our
someone's
hit
but if someone's in a distress,
Yes. So that always comes back to the doctor. So distress, as in your instance, if we're thinking appendicitis or something like that, of course we'll take care of them in the best way that we can. But if the doctor thinks it's something severe, that's what the ER is for. We call the ambulance. We keep them here. We get them stabilized, and then we move on. But if you're talking about stat labs, we do have stat labs. As in an iStat machine, that is 10 minutes we can get if you're having a heart attack, seizure, or something like that. Stat labs, yes. But appendicitis, stuff like that, we don't see those. We're more of trying to catch a little bit more severity.
all right.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I've received a number of emails from my constituents about this proposed zoning change, and a number of the concerns have been addressed already this evening. Some of the concerns, the loss of the sales tax revenue, in lieu of that sales tax revenue, monetary amount to be determined paid to the city, that you are not replacing Palos Northwestern Hospital. You are supplementing. You are focusing on urgent care. So, and with a expectancy of a 26-minute duration of their visit, and then which leads into parking. So, in addition to a average of about in your other facility 26 minutes for the visit, have you taken a look of exactly where this your storefront will be positioned, and how the parking would be affected by the other restaurants? So you have Giuliani's at one end of the mall, and then you have Jimmy John's and so on and so forth, a number of restaurants in the middle. So can you talk a little bit about, if you looked at the actual parking spots?
Yeah, so I before we even thought about going into that spot, we did our due diligence. I sat in that parking lot for 7 days. The doctor passes by that location every single day, from going to work, coming back home from work. It is, I would say, slight issue for parking, not severe issue, I would say. Just because Jimmy John's is on one side, Jimmy John's is in and out. Usually, very rarely people are sitting. You got the other side is where we see a little bit more of the congestion. But on that side where, in the perfect corner of College and Harlem, that is always empty, all the time. I sat there for 7 days, about 6 hours a day at different various times, and I always found a spot. Never had to take a loop. So I think the parking is not really a big issue for us. They'll be in and out. I think the people that are going to go in to have dinner are going to take a lot longer by the time we have 100 people in and out before they can get out. I think we would have easily replaceable. It's not like you think 100 people are coming in at once. It's throughout the whole day. You know, we're looking at 13 hours. They're not all going to come in at once. I think our average right now is 45 in our Hickory Hills, 45 to 50 per day. But that's not once. You don't have 50 cars in the parking lot that one time.
It's 45 to 50 patients per day?
Yeah, that's our approximate average. Of course, one day we'll have a lot more, like a Saturday or Sunday. We'll have a lot more because most PCPs are closed. And then, you know, some, like Mondays, usually busy. People are coming in right after work. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays are usually kind of slowed down. But yeah, our averages are 45 patients a day.
I have a quick question. There are two questions, actually. Do you have any intent to expand within that strip mall there, or that mall there?
If the opportunity happens, yes, of course. We're looking at 2,500 square feet right now, what we're looking at. Our place in Hickory Hills is 8,000 square feet, but it is cut into two. So for urgent care, we're using about 3,000 square feet currently.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, the more rooms, more spaces, more examiners that we have is a lot better. More additional lab rooms or stuff like that that we can have definitely is always welcome. So yeah, if there's an opportunity for us to expand to another spot, definitely take that.
And with that in mind, just because I do love the idea of an urgent care in town, I think it's a good idea. Have you guys considered any other locations, maybe like a larger freestanding building? Has that already kind of been in the work?
Yeah, we thought about that too, but that location is very hard to beat, to be honest with you. With urgent care, of course, everybody has their phones. Google is really easy to use now. You just type in urgent care near me and you'll see where you're going. But that location is super hard to beat. It's right in the beginning of Palos Heights, one of the busiest streets in Palos Heights. So, and it's the most easily, I would say, accessible from surrounding cities too.
Okay, and then from like an aesthetic purpose, I think a lot of residents who have voiced concerns, that has kind of the personality of Palos Heights from when people are younger. You kind of remember Mona Lisa there. You remember different shops there. So it's kind of was more of like a commercial building. It's got these nice white pane windows. Aesthetically, what would you be envisioning in that area?
So
to maintain patient privacy, things like that, would it change that look?
Like, you mean the outside? Not really, no. Like with ours in Hickory Hills, we didn't do anything but put a sign, and then of course the glass, we put our services, basically what you see there, on every single glass. But that's really about it. But with this one, just because depending on how our architect works the plan inside, the windows might be most likely tinted completely for closeout for privacy.
Okay.
But that's the only aesthetically difference that we would do, and then just the signage.
Thank you.
A point of information on the idea of expansion. Should you go down that path at some point in the future, you'd have to get a brand new special use permit.
Yes, I
This is
understand
not
that.
transferable.
100%. I understand.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm sorry.
Having just approved move forward with a major fast food franchise, I would suspect that automatically opens up more opportunities and more visions for more people to proceed with possible relocating or locating at the site we're talking about now. I would certainly love to see it continue to be a commercial endeavor. I don't think the property's given really enough market time to determine that there's a problem with that location. I think the location now is going to be so much more desirable as soon as the Culver's is up and running. There'll be so many more visitors there. There'll be so much more traffic there. There'll be so much more of just a vision from the Culver's restaurant across the street to that mall. Just say that, hey, maybe I should walk over there when I'm done, or maybe we should try that over there. I don't think that's going to happen with another medical facility in Palos Heights. We're talking about a city plan, and I think we have enough non-commercial situations already established in the city where we have a very minimum amount of commercial activity on Harlem Avenue Business District as it is. I would much rather see a commercial endeavor there. Give it some time and see what develops, see what happens, especially if it lasts as long as it takes to build a Culver's. I mean, Culver's gets up and running, it's going to be a whole different corner. And we have a phone store on one side of the street that gets one customer at a time. We got a paint store there that gets one customer at a time.
The paint store is one of our biggest.
Yeah, I know. It's been there a long time, so they must sell something.
They sell a lot. It's one of our bigger producers.
You know, they're going there for a gallon of paint or something.
That's not the case at all.
They're not going to go. But, you know, I'm talking about, if you look at the parking lot in the particular center we're talking about, I'm amazed at how full that parking lot is, especially in the evening. I mean, there's an awful lot of activity there, and that's just an opinion. I think it's another vision for the future. It's just locking out one more space for a commercial possibility.
Any other questions? All right.
I don't have a question, but I agree with everything Alderman Bassler just said. That this is if you had to pick a couple spots in town and say, where do you want retail?
Yeah.
to you know, someone coming into town, what do you want them to see? Retail. And I know that the retail environment has changed over the last 20 years, but I think we, you know, especially when we're going to hire a design group to help us with the with our business district, we're trying to attract retail, and so I think, you know, we want to protect spaces for retail.
Well, I have to agree, when I first heard of Culver's, which was today, and seeing it, I knew the one gentleman, the owner of the store at Evergreen, and I'm glad to see him there. It's going to change that corner completely. It's like the envision that we had across the street with the nice pavers and the walk extension to the bike path. That whole corner was being called the access or point of view, the entrance to our town. So with that I was just wondering, should there be with the new company we hired to show us a new vision to move forward on the town, is put a moratorium on making a new business till we get an opinion from them on certain businesses when it come in that may or may not reflect what we actually want, being known we're getting new business like Culver's and things like that, and the possibility of that corner over on the other side being redeveloped.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
So, I have a different viewpoint. So in 2001, when I joined the committee, and I just happened to be looking for something else, and I happened to run across an article. And the article was in the regional, and it said, you know, that the mayor was just coming in, Clifford, myself, some other people came in, and one of the big things was they said, like, on the question and answers, was what are you going to do with the corner of 83 in Harlem, which is basically what at the time was the RZA, you know, property that was vacant. You know, subsequently now we have the, you know,
Senior
assisted living operation, and really no other commercial. This was in 2001. That corner, and most of the people that were interviewed in the article said we'd love to see that thing get developed quickly because it was one of our best entrances to the city. It still is. And but you know, over the years, we've had other people like these leasing brokers that come in and have talked to us when we've been evaluating different sites. And I don't think it's a lack of retailers like that aren't looking at Palos sites. They're looking, but somehow or another, when they look at the demographics of our town, a lot of them choose not to locate. I mean, for a long time, Starbucks wouldn't come here. We begged them for a long time. And so my point is that, and I know there's a leasing broker in the audience. I think he might be associated with your assistants there. That, like, to somebody's point, like Alderman Basso's point, is like, how long, like, or I wish this person who owns 7-Eleven was, or the shopping center owner was here, because then we could ask them directly. But how long were they actually out looking for other people other than your medical facility? I mean, I think the medical facility is a good idea personally, but I mean, it's no question, it's a good corner. But I don't think that they're the only ones and they just jumped on it. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked at quite a few companies and they all said no. That's just my own opinion, but I know a little bit about that business.
Mr. Mayor, very quickly, how long is that storefront? When did 7-Eleven move out or vacate the?
2 years.
2 years?
I can comment.
Yeah.
I'm the leasing broker for a retail center. My name is, it's okay?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Neil Halim with Network Real Estate. 7-Eleven is still on the hook for their lease until the end of this month. It's ideal to have retail. It generates a lot of sales tax. But the new terminology now in the real estate industry is called medtail. It's medical and retail together. They work so great together. Amazon, eBay, all that hurt the retail business. That's why Mona Lisa's not there anymore. And they tried to downsize. They just couldn't compete. I'm not saying that everything should be medical or everything should be retail, but the blend works great together. It's been proven. It's been done in several suburbs around you. It's a great corner. I don't disagree with it, but it's a 2,500 square foot retail space in the shopping center. That shopping center, before it was built, used to be a gas station on that corner years ago, some of you recall. And when you build a shopping center, it would be suicide to build an empty shopping center and tell them, okay, let's bring tenants in here. So what's done, it's built on the contingency that all these tenants are gonna go in there. Well, 10 years later, businesses change. People move out, people move in, so it's not built for that same use all the time. It's got to be flexible. And it's 52% retail right now. And if I bring another restaurant in there, all we're doing is cannibalizing another restaurant. 7-Eleven closed for a reason. They're expanding into the gas business where you go in there, get your gas, get your grocers or whatever, convenience store items. That works, but the convenience store is a thing of the past. Walgreens became the big convenience store, and now they're downsizing. I just hate to put another retailer in there to cannibalize another retailer. So what are the choices you have? Restaurants, some retail, but what retail actually works there other than a convenience store, which they don't want to go there anymore. It's just difficult to generate the amount of retail that you would get if you were to have a gas tax on the gas stations in the town or something. You would generate more revenue from that than you would by trying to charge an excise tax for a medical use coming in. The rewards would be much more having the Medtail together. All the businesses survive together. The employees live in town, buy in town, shop in town.
In the 18 months or 2 years since it's been vacant, how many specialty retailers approached
Well,
you?
it hasn't been vacant that long.
Well, how long has it been? I'm sorry.
About 6 months.
6 months. How many specialty retailers?
Food. All of them have been food users, and it was mostly new chains coming into town. But again, restaurants want quick serve. The Culver's guy's not here, but he'll tell you he can't survive without a drive-through. You put a restaurant there and try to do high volume, it's not going to make it without a drive-through. As a landlord, as a representative of the landlord, he wants all the businesses in his building to survive. So you don't want to. We have, like I said, we have 3 restaurants. If you put another restaurant, and that's really what's the economy is based on right now, is the fast food industry is driving it, car washes, and the fast food industry. I just don't think it's a negative thing. I'm not here to oppose or I'm sorry, to object to what you guys are thinking, but it does make sense. It will bring more tax dollars to your town. It's been proven.
When 7-Eleven left, they were due because they were all bought out by Speedway Motor Company, correct?
Correct. And 7-Eleven actually tried to move across the street,
I
site
understand
across the
that.
street. It didn't happen.
Well, that didn't happen.
They're not
because
closing their locations.
That's because of the change of venues of Speedway buying out all those gas stations and
No.
it didn't fit into their plan.
No, I
over there.
represented 7-Eleven on a few transactions. No, that's not the reason.
What would you think of there was going to be a
they're
store
still
go there called Pride Stores. Pride Stores. They're in Hinsdale,
Right,
Batavia.
right, the gas.
You're
gas
familiar with
operation.
them?
Yes.
What would you think the feasibility if something like that was marketed to go into that spot? You think that would survive over there?
You're talking about across the street now, right?
If a place like Pride Stores was to go into the spot we're talking about, do you think the
Oh, I thought you were talking about Pride. There's a gas station.
No, not the
Pride.
gas, forget the
Okay.
gas station. Just the Pride Stores.
don't-
They're a convenience store. They're a high-end, up-to-date.
We've talked to Circle K. We've talked to Go Grocers. I'm going to a show on Thursday.
You've talked to all of them?
I've talked to all of them. The only offers we were coming in were food related. There is not really a parking issue in the shopping center. There's a parking issue if you want to park right on Harlem on 100 at the where the Jimmy John's is. But if you go in the shopping center, plenty of parking. There's, I think, maybe 200 spaces there. Yeah, some businesses on a Friday night, Giuliani's might get busier, but most of the businesses in there are in and out. We had the Pilates place in there. They relocated down the street. Now, they were taking a lot of the parking space. They had dedicated parking in front of the space. And so we have service and we have retail, and they work great together. It's not going to eliminate any sales tax revenue. I think if you actually came back here in a year and we calculate, you'll see that it generated more revenue. It's been proven throughout the industry.
Well, my point is,
I don't have those
I
numbers.
hate to negate and give away places that did in the past generate some type of revenue to the city, because the city operates on small to large revenues all
Absolutely.
in one pot. Helps us.
And those people.
So
that,
every piece we give away, we don't get back. That's why.
No, but you're getting employees that work there. They're going to shop in town and move into
believe
town.
me, I've heard that story
Yeah, it's
a
a true
million
story.
times. That the guy with the bad back will rush right over to this place, go over here and buy something. That doesn't happen all the time. My big concern is that property would generate some kind of revenue to us in sales tax, one way or the other, whether an agreement is worked out or another. But we have a couple of weeks
51% of the
to
tenants in there are
disseminate that.
retail.
Pardon?
Alderman, 51% of the businesses in there are retail.
Yeah.
Maybe 53% actually, but
Okay.
I mean, it's a good. I mean, if you think about it, well, even the malls, a lot of the stores are closing. Everything's going online from in terms of retail. So when you say retail, if you're more specific, I can tell you if we chase that. Clothing stores, fast food industry, even the CVS and Walgreens are looking to downsize into 2,500 square foot spaces, but you wouldn't get any sales tax from that because that's prescriptions and they're not taxed. But the small retailer is getting driven out. I mean, it's food. Food is driving everything right now. I mean, when we go to the shows, we're going to a show on Thursday at the International Council of Shopping Centers, and just about every retailer there is food. I mean, it's where it used to be. You would have a line waiting to see the Walgreens rep because Walgreens was expanding on every corner. Same thing with the CVS. Same thing with the banks. I know the banks don't generate sales tax. They're not there anymore. It's all food and dollar stores and a few new pop-ups that are looking to make a break into the industry.
Mr.
But
Mayor?
it's retail, but it's medical, but it's retail in a sense. That's why they call it medtail. They seem to work, and it seems, and the community seem to be happy about it as well. My sister-in-law's at one of his facilities just coincidentally in Hickory Hills because she had to some incident. She took him to urgent care. It just happened to be there. It's just coincidence.
Thank you.
I call
She
it
lives in
question.
Oak Lawn.
Okay.
There's no motion made on the
If
floor.
there's any
So
questions about the retail.
now I'll formally make a motion.
Is there a second?
Well, let me read
Oh,
off
make it.
for the record, because I didn't do it properly the first
Okay.
time. I'd like to make a motion to direct the city attorney to draft an ordinance for a special use permit to operate an urgent medical care facility for Elite Medical LLC with the condition that an annual sum be paid in lieu of taxes.
I'll second it.
Moved by Alderman Scully, seconded by Alderman McGrogan. Discussion we had already. Roll call.
Alderman Key.
No.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
No.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
No.
Alderman Basso.
No.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. As I stated previous, there was a number of emails I received with those concerns about parking, revenue, and the need for this service in town with the hospital. I think all those questions have been answered, so I will vote aye.
Okay. All right. I vote yes.
Okay, so 5 in favor, 4.
Okay. Next
In
motion.
case someone didn't hear you, what?
Yes, I'm sorry. 5 and 4 in favor. 5 and 4 in favor.
Yeah, so,
Motion carries.
it carried, okay.
Number 28 on the agenda, I have a motion to approve a proposal for the scope of work for the downtown Palos Heights redevelopment plan from MKSK Studios not to exceed $196,000.
Second?
Moved by Alderman Scully, second by Alderman Key. Discussion?
Oh, yeah. I would like to say something. We've, talked about this when this originally came up. This was an exploratory idea, which, was not going to be binding, which we all kind of knew that would get to this moment. I've said this before. I'll try to speed it up because everybody knows how I feel. I will say that going back, we've come a long way in the 20-some years, a lot of people that have been sitting up here. We've had 4 or 5 of these different proposals, which in some cases the city paid for. In one case, for instance, when we had no money back at the original, the private sector paid for it. I know for a fact banks that the mayor worked at, myself and some others, chipped in and we covered the Oz report because we didn't have the money. Actually, the reason we pay for city stickers at this town now is because we didn't have the money. Over the years, we've generated quite a bit. The treasurer's report that Jim Dameke presented illustrates that with the funds that we have. And we also spent $2.9 million that last month, and that's about it. Pretty much what we spend, we pretty much take in. And I really don't think, and even on this proposal, I don't know how this happened. The RFP was like 18 pages. The scope on this thing is way too broad. We talked about this. There's things in there that we've already done that we're trying to pay again. You can look, if you go back and read the 4 or 5 reports that we've spent taxpayer money, including everybody in this room, everybody sitting there and people on TV. I think it's atrocious that we're going to spend up to $200,000 on this report. We actually have the ability in this town to probably do this for damn near nothing. We have people that live in this town that this is their business. We could actually contact brokers and builders and developers to come in and say, what would you do to make the 2 blocks that we're talking about from 122nd to 124th, spending a couple $100,000. As the head of the finance committee, and I know I'm going to get outvoted, but I'm telling you, I'm going on record. We already have implemented from the other reports the parking. We keep doing the parking. We did the beautification. We've done that. We get lots of compliments. We have other events, the Santa Claus events coming up. We have done the signage. We've done some sidewalks. These are all things that were in the various reports over the last 20 years. We've spent thousands, not $1,000, over $100,000 a couple of times on getting these reports. And for me, I mean, why don't we haven't even had a business person from the Chamber of Commerce, not once, come in here and complain other than the parking, which we've addressed. We actually just recently bought another one for $500,000 that'll soon be a parking lot. That why can't we try to save some money and see, I mean, there's people that would volunteer to be on a blue ribbon committee in this town to say, I've been here a long time. Why don't you do this or do that? If I said this before, if you went around the table and asked us, to each one of the aldermen and the people at the main dais, like, what 5 things do we really need on that 2-block section? I mean, I can't come up with 2. I don't think I could come up with 5. I don't know if I could come up with half of 5. And so why are we spending, and I know what these reports are. I spent 50 years in this business of every single thing, including some of the subdivisions that we have in this town that we ask for reports. And we've already got the template 5 times over. I think, if anything, we should at least try, before we spend $200,000, to say, do we have people that would be, we have developers in this town that do way bigger things than we're talking about, that would love to come in here and say, on a wish list, this is what you could do. But since I'm telling you, the reason that people, I know, like for instance, that Burr Ridge Center that Opus did, at the beginning, that wasn't a real success, but that was a vacant piece of property at County Line. And everybody would love to have that in their community, including me. And so, but it's not gonna happen because we don't have that big a parcel. You're not going to change those 100 people, the 100 owners, because there's so many of them. And a lot of them are small business. They can't afford to close their bar, restaurant, shoe store, and say, I'll go out of business for 2 years while we rip down the properties and rebuild them. And that's that's what that report's gonna say when it's published. I'm done. All I know is, I know I'm gonna lose, but I'm telling you, you could do it for a lot cheaper. And I'm voting no.
All right. Mr. Mayor? Yes, just to be clear though, anything that was done in the past is over 20 years old. There was never a funding apparatus, so there was no way to pay for anything. It's not 2 blocks. The funding apparatus that's going to fund this is all the way from College Drive, all the way to 128th Street. So if we invest only in the 2 blocks, we should be ashamed of ourselves, and we've made that plentifully clear every time this has been discussed. It's not taxpayer money, it's a consumer tax. We set the tax of 1%, we are collecting it. This is not coming out of people's real estate taxes, it's a consumer tax. And yes, when I go to the restaurants, I'm paying that extra 1%. So it is coming out of my pocket, but it's a consumer tax. It's not coming out of real estate. And so, just to be clear on that.
And we did have a meeting with the consultants involved, telling them, what was done in the past.
Yes.
They're gonna use that in doing this.
Yeah.
The main thing is, you can have all the consultants you want, but unless you come up with a plan on how to get it done, and that's what this is gonna be.
This report is not 20 years, my comments were not 20 years dated. The last time we did it was 2019. And then after 2019, we had another report done in 2023 in the summer, which a consultant came in, and we hired him as well. And he's the one that came up with the idea of the 1% consumer tax. And whether or not it's a real estate tax, which I agree, it's not, it's a consumer tax. The reason that we have a couple $100,000 in that fund, that came, or maybe it even might be up to 400, I don't know the exact amount, but is because people are spending money on it. So it's definitely coming out of the residents and the visitors' pockets that come into town. I know I'm gonna lose on this one. I'm just telling you, you could do this a lot cheaper by getting people. They would love if the mayor put them on a blue ribbon committee to come in here and say, oh, I'll tell you exactly what to do, probably for nothing.
The last statement I'll make is that, I've said this before, when you hire people for nothing, it's like hiring your uncle to do your basement. It never gets done.
Not if they're professional, Bob.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, listen,
we'll see.
When Westgate, the golf course was there, these consultants came in and they looked at it and they peed all over that site. Nobody wanted to do it. No bank would touch it. Most of the big developers walked away. The only reason that thing got done is people from this town were involved. And and that was a report. And to me, sometimes these reports, that the original report was done, they didn't like that whole development. It turned out to be great, and so you can't take everything to the bank on what they think. I mean, there's a lot of these reports that just, like we did here. We couldn't even find some of the reports of the 5 that we've done. When I asked staff to look them up so that we could see, that we didn't even have them. They were in the garbage somewhere. I mean, I'm just telling you, you could do it a lot cheaper.
All right. No question. All right. Roll call. Did you have a second on it? You do have a second on it.
Yes, we do.
Roll call.
Okay. Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
No.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
No.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
6-2.
All right.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor, that's all for my report.
All right. Recreation, Alderman Key.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Halloween is coming up, and the rec department is having the annual Touch a Truck and Treat event, as they always do. It's going to be held on Thursday, October 23rd, from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening. And they've added a pumpkin patch this year. So have your kids come out and they can go through the pumpkin patch and purchase pumpkin, I believe. And then there's a couple of opportunities coming up to actually, for our residents to come in and try some of the classes. So let's say someone might be interested in a yoga class. The week of October 27th through the 1st of November, and then again right after the New Year, January 5th through the 10th, you can sign up for free classes during that time and come out and try that. And there are still opportunities also on Fridays that you can come in and try the, in the fitness center, you can try out the equipment there too for residents for free. And I believe that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Roads and construction, Alderman Clifford.
Just an announcement on there, not much on that. Harold is being, gas lines over there are being repaired. The house on Elvina that's with a controversy for the past few years has been demolished. It's been leveled. The ground has been filled in. Grass mat, black dirt, grass mat has been grassed over. And Elvina in its entirety in the street has been repaved. So the whole area there is done and all done. The eyesore is gone. That's it.
License, permits, and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Alderman Brennan.
I have a few things, Mr. Mayor, on the water and sewer report. First, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment number 12 to Calumet City Plumbing for the water meter replacement program in the amount of $81,016.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Yes.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Bagley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of updated meter reading equipment and software from Core and Main in the amount of $17,000.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Bagley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment number 1 to Dami Mechanical Industries Incorporated for the construction of the 300,000 gallon ground level storage tank in the amount of $65,860.
Moved by Alderman Brennan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve purchase of a 2025 Transit 250 cargo rear wheel medium roof van with Curry Motors through the Suburban Purchasing Co-op in the amount of $51,781.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes. Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment number 1 to FurPal Construction for the 131st Street water main lining in the amount of $406,108.79.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve change order number 1 with FurPal Construction for a contract time extension from September 30th, 2025 until November 30th, 2025, and then a reduction in the original contract price in the amount of $10,083.65.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve foregoing the official bid process and approve the water main replacement on 125th Street and 76th Avenue by Anchor Heavy Civil in the amount of $56,900 for labor only. This has just been a problem. I think this is the 4th time we've replaced or worked on that water main this year, and just need to kind of continue to get it done.
Okay, moved by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of material from Core and Main to replace the water main on 125th Street and 76th Avenue, not to exceed $30,000.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Finally, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment for professional engineering services with Strand Associates Incorporated for the alternative water supply analysis, College Drive water main CIPP lining, and the 131st Street water main CIPP lining, rendering through August 31st, 2025, in the amount of $25,909.05.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brennan, second by Alderman Key. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Scully.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
That concludes my report, Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you. Business and Economic Development, Alderman Key.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you mentioned before, the farmer's market is coming to a close. It's tomorrow and next week. But I'd just like to say thank you. The rec department kind of runs that, but there's a lot of volunteers that come out on a regular basis every week and help with the welcoming booth and taking care of things. And, you know, one of the booths is they bring in local groups that come in and use them. So all that's taken care of by the group that runs this, and I just want to say thank you to them. Secondly, Lake Catherine has a pumpkin smash every year. So when this season is done and your pumpkins are ready to be tossed out, they're suggesting you not throw them in the garbage, bring them over to Lake Catherine, and it takes place on November 8th from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning, and right in the parking lot they'll have a pumpkin smash, and so it's kind of fun and doing something for the environment at the same time.
Take your frustrations out of them.
What's that?
Take your frustrations out of them.
Yeah,
That's what I do every year. So.
Kind of use a baseball bat and the other
Give me
stuff.
a sledgehammer.
So this year, the beautification committee is going to have to start up. I believe they did this once in the past, but we're going to have a Christmas lighting kind of contest in the Heights, and so there's a submission form that's on the city website, and you can either submit it for yourself, or if you know someone, a neighbor or a relative in town that's got nice Christmas lights, you can put their address in. Those submissions have to be turned in by the 8th of December, and then on the 10th of December, the committee will go around and judge them all, and then we'll announce the winners on the 16th at our city council meeting. And so that's kind of something new popping up again, and I think it's going to be kind of nice because anyone that drives through town, there's a lot of homes that are just beautiful at Christmas.
Getting bigger every year, too.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
That'd be a good idea.
Cable TV?
No report this week, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Any old business?
Old business. Seeing that I wasn't able to interject in the city plan discussion, I'm just wondering, and just cut me short because it's late, if we've already discussed this. Before the plan, or as the plan is developing, has anybody suggested that we put a freeze on the facade money that we give away and the sign money that we give away, and maybe hold the 1% that we have if there was a plan in place or not, until the plan comes along and the plan is accepted?
Well, we haven't spent any of the 1%. That's not been spent at all. The other one, I'll take a look at that for you. Sure, yeah, we'll see what we got. Unless we have some pending, but we'll
I mean, is that money coming from finance?
Well,
The facade
well,
program and
the dollars are in the budget.
It's already in the budget.
But as the mayor pointed out, nobody's really.
I know.
No,
it's
no, wait,
We've
but we
had a
did,
couple.
we did a couple of
I've got one
2000s,
pending right
a
now.
few 2000s.
I've got one for November
Yeah.
right
I mean,
now.
it's
Couple
like,
signs,
it's like chasing your
Yeah.
tail if you're gonna give away city money
That's it.
for someone to
Yeah,
do
but-
signs and.
But it's this report, unless it changed, it's gonna take 18 months to,
Yeah.
I
or longer,
understand.
so
I
I don't think we
understand.
wanna
I may
forget
be
that.
wrong, but I think I read in the Tribune a couple weeks ago that Tinley Park froze all their permits until their plan came to fruition and they decided what they were gonna do. Rather than let developers keep developing, it might be totally contrary to whether the plan that is determined to be the future.
Well, I think we'll have to take it as it comes, and, if we have someone who wants to open up a store front, we're not gonna say you can't do that until we get this plan done. I mean,
Well, it's, we still don't have to give away the money. They
well,
can still
if
put a
that's,
sign up
if that's
according
pivotal
our
to them
current
opening the store, we
codes.
may wanna do it, but,
You know.
so.
I mean, we probably had more sign things approved this year
Yeah.
than in the last 10
Yeah.
Yeah.
combined, and it's been because of the redevelopment of Tiffany.
And we're not giving away much more money than what the cost of an angel is, let's be honest.
No, because it's capped at like $2,500 or something, and so it's not a great deal of money.
It's not a huge amount of money.
Yeah. And I think we'd run into problems too. We passed the 1% based on the merchants saying that, we would give them some of the money to improve their, so as much as I was against the other thing, I'm more in favor of saying, keep it going, don't stop, the improvement, make your business look better and spend the money. We give them 50%. If it costs $5,000, we've been giving them $2,000. Some of them are actually more than 50, a lot more than 50%. So I would say we'd run into problems on that. I mean, I don't think we should do it.
Yeah, we'll look at it though. Okay. All right, any other old business? Citizens wish to ask questions? Yes, Ms. Miller?
Linda Miller, 7228 125th Street. As long as I'm here, and you were talking about the immediate care facility that wants to come in and Palos Northwestern Hospital. I'm just wondering, I've been hearing since Northwestern took over Palos that it is plans to become a trauma center. Does anybody?
I have not heard that at all.
I hope that's not true.
Yeah, I have not heard that at all.
So honestly, I've been hearing this from people who seem to work there.
I've talked to the president. He hasn't mentioned it to me. So.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure the facility's even
I don't think it's big enough.
Big enough to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And access is not that good. But,
okay, that's good to hear. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. With that.
I just had one. Sorry. Under new business, I remembered I meant to mention this earlier that Norel Jewelers. I read an article in the paper. I haven't spoken to them, but they are doing an awareness for breast cancer awareness this month, and in honor of a employee of theirs that I believe fought the battle herself, and they are urging residents to put pink ribbons around a tree at their home if they can, and I believe there's some kind of pink jewelry sale that they're doing there. So, just a neighborhood business, great Palos business that is raising her.
Yes.
And October is breast cancer awareness month, so
we've got it on the front side.
Michelle reached out to us, and so that we can put. I think they're going to put pink ribbons on all the trees. So
awesome. Good. Right. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, just got one little thing I'd like to read. It's in relation to Veterans Day coming up. It's a big spot where we meet with former myself and Alderman McGovern. It's just a little quote. It sort of makes a point into it. It says, I cherish the memories of the question my grandson asked me the other day. He said, Grandpa, were you a hero in the war? And I said, no, but I served in a company of heroes. That was a quote from the Band of Brothers from Major Dick Winters, quoting Sergeant Mike Rainey in the closing moments of the movie Bands of Brothers. It's a reminder of the true greatness that lies in the humility and the sacrifice of the bonds between ordinary people who did extraordinary things together. Grateful today for the courage of their legacy and the freedom we all enjoy today. So I'd just like to say, keep that in mind when Veterans Day comes up. And if you see somebody out there, veteran, if you know who he is, go up and just give him a thanks and say, thanks for what you do.
Amen.
Thanks for providing for us. Thanks for giving us what we enjoyed today. That's all I want to say. And if you feel like the breakfast thing we give away, if you feel like you want to donate a little prize, you could drop it at City Hall, and I'll be glad to acknowledge it and that, and I'll pick them all up for the breakfast up there on Veterans Day.
Yep.
As Linda said, it's hard to drum up funds, but I don't stop, and I'm going to keep doing it, but it's a great cause. And being I did serve in the Marine Corps in '67, and Alderman McGovern served in the Marine Corps in 1965, and that guy went through a living hell over there. So I'd just like to say thank you to all the people that would consider this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
All right. All right. With that, entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Number 4 in the line. I have 5 sisters and 4 brothers. Grown up, it was